Hey guys, how you doing? Jeff Mason with Simple Biz 360 podcast, simplebiz360.com, and Simple Biz 360 Timeless Business Tools on Amazon, and you can buy it through our website as well. Coming to you from Half Coast Studios, St. Louis, Missouri. Dietz and Matt on the boards working the magic to make it sound and look great. If you're listening to us on one of our 27 audio platforms, we just want to let you know that the set looks like an American flag here, a little mural in the background. It's got Remote Biz 360, little guy typing at his desk inside his home. And we got a book and just a piece of paper. So that's kind of our props for the day. And we today are going to be talking about curveballs. So, hey, if you like the show, if you want to subscribe, we'd love your subscription. It's really easy. You can just hover over the icon. If you're on YouTube, it's in the lower right-hand corner, that little pinwheel, just boom, takes you to YouTube, and you can subscribe there. You do have to be signed in to YouTube to do it. Or you can follow us on any one of the 27 listening platforms. We'd love to have you come along each week. And all that subscription does, you get a notification every Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m. Central, whenever our show goes live, and you get it picked up. So again, what are we trying to do here? What is this all about? We're just trying to stir thought, give you some ideas, give you some things to chew on and think about, and to give you some, concrete ideas to help change and improve your business. Just 1% at a time. You just want to go up one stair-step ladder at a time. Imagine if you were able to put 20 little improvements in, 21 percenters. You'd have so much more improvement baked into your company. That's what we're all about. We're not a guru. We're not claiming we're anybody great. We've never built multi-million-dollar companies. We live in that zone where 80% of us operate in. We've got a lot of people that not a lot of people, but people that fail on that 10% downside. We got people that are ultra successful on that 10% upside. We're trying to speak to the middle of the pack, and we're trying to say, hey, look. There's ways to be different. There's ways to hit your pillow at night and feel better about what you're doing. There's ways to get more out of the effort and time and money you're putting into your businesses. There's ways to secure a great living and to increase your income, to increase your company's bandwidth and success rates, and get more repeat and referral customers. But we're not promising you're going to be millionaires off this. You might. Great. We're just saying, hey, we want to lay out some great stuff that we've learned from other third parties and from our own experiences, and we want to pay it forward and just let you have some of that insight. And so that's what we're all about. So today we're going to be talking about curveballs. And what do I mean by that? Well, we all get them. I mean, everybody gets curveballs in life and in business, right? They come in all shapes and sizes. They come in various speeds, frequencies, and severities. They are personal and business. Sometimes the personal curveballs affect business. Sometimes business curveballs become personal. How do we process them? How do we manage them? Do we have or do we need contingency plans for them? We've all been going through major life curveballs, with this whole pandemic over this period of time, and we've seen what that's done to the world. So it's a huge set of curveballs, but we want to try to focus in on small and medium stuff today that, we want to stir your thought processes to figure out ways to handle that more effectively and do with that. So, our questions we want to ask is, are we letting small curveballs, what I call brushback pitches, cripple us? All right. And big we've got to know that big curveballs are going to come our way, but tons of small curveballs come our way, and we know that we can count on it. So when I look at a curveball and I call it a brushback pitch, what it did is got so close to you that you fell on the ground to get out of the way of the ball, and then you had to pick yourself up and brush yourself off. And those kind of curveballs are going to come very, very frequently in business and sometimes in life as well. I mean, I just think about here are some of the little things we've had to deflect and the curveballs, we've had to endure here. Well, I've tripped over a dog leash coming to the show and pulled muscles in my lower back. Very painful, but, I did that one time. I was brushing my teeth in the shower and with the toothpaste in my mouth, sneezed, and it all came out through my nose. And, by the time I get to the studio, it's all crazy, right? We've taped 4 episodes here before, and boom, the card has wiped them out. We didn't get retained in the card. So what do? We had to tape them over again. Do we cry? Do we yell? Do we scream? No. These are just things that happen. We've got to just brush ourselves off, get back up. Those things in life and in business happen. And if we spend too much time focusing on these small or medium-sized curveballs and let them cripple us, what are we going to do with the big curveballs, right? So, some of us, and some of these, little curveballs might end up, in the end, they might really be small and nothing. And yet we're making a big molehill out of them right now. So what we have to really realize is just that we know they are going to come for sure. So I want to just give you a little idea of a situation I encountered in my life, and I just want to show you the tremendous silver lining out of this. But just go along with me here on this little story. So in 1986, I was recruited away from a company I loved. You've heard me talk admirably about it before, Linear Business Products. I loved it, and I was recruited away to go, and the promise I had there at this new company was I could open up a district office in any of 4 cities I wanted. They gave me a choice of 4 cities. And so right off the bat, I chose Philadelphia. So long story short, went down to Philadelphia. I was in the New York market at that point. Moved my family down to the Philadelphia area. Was building a house there, and so I get 3,500 square feet at 8th and Arch Street in Philadelphia. We start building out this facility. I've been there for 3 weeks. I'm now working in some shelter office. And the owner of a company tells me one day, hey, drive up to northern New Jersey on Monday. I've got something to tell you. So I drive up to the company on Monday, and he proceeds to tell me that the bankers pulled the funding to go ahead with the office in Philadelphia, and that I had to go back that night, leave everything behind, talk to nobody, just leave it all behind me. And I had to show up at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning in northern New Jersey, and he would give me a sales territory instead of running a district office, a sales territory. And if I showed up Wednesday, great, I had a job. If I didn't show up Wednesday, it's been nice knowing you. Take care. I wish you the best. So obviously this was a shock to my family. We had moved from northern New Jersey, where we were around all our relatives. Now we're in the South Jersey, Philadelphia market. So we're moving because we put a down payment on a house. It's done. And all of a sudden, I'm going to be this sales guy instead of a district manager, which, I made a career move and it backfired. So I was very upset, very, very angry for sure. Well, as time progressed, I'm working out of my house. I'm making telephone calls, 50, 60 of them every day out of my house. I'm going traveling maybe 4 weeks out of the year. And, my first daughter, she was about 6 months when we moved down to the house, or maybe 7 months old. And, she starts to roll over in the crib and starts to walk and starts to talk and starts to do things. And, next 2 years later, we have our next daughter, and I'm home and I get to see them go through all these growth periods, and I get to have dinner with them at 10 after 5, and I get to work flexible hours in my office, go back late at night if I needed to. And then all of a sudden an opportunity crops up in this company where I could end up being put together a sales and training program and a recruiting program. Next thing you know, that evolves into, putting together a training manual, hiring 65 college graduates, building up this company, helping to double the size of the company, helping me to get my next job, an executive job, helping me. Long story short, if that situation in Philadelphia and northern New Jersey never happened to me, I'd never be sitting here today. I would not be sitting here today because the trajectory, the path my career would have taken would have been so much different. So whereas at the time that was a major curveball, oh yeah, let me tell you something. I brushed myself off. I got back up, but I held on to that bat. I was really ticked, and that bat wasn't coming out of my hand because I was ready to just go crazy. I mean, I was really that ticked off. And now I look back on it, And it was so many silver linings in disguise. Got to spend time with my family. Got to learn how to put together a training program, and got 1,300 hours of classroom training. Got to do recruiting. Got to learn so much that I never would have learned before. So, and it got me out here in St. Louis in my executive job. So, there's so many things that I just am so excited about. Silver linings galore. Use that story, and if you're mired in something in your own life, if you're going through something right now, I just encourage you to have faith that it may be a silver lining in disguise. We've seen what I call remote biz 360. One of the things that came out of the pandemic was so many people were forced to work out of their houses. And so, some people didn't like that. Some people love office environments. They like the camaraderie. They like to be around. There's a lot of bad things that came with that too. But if you look at the silver lining of some of these things, and we have to in life, we have to look for the bright spots, or we'll go crazy. And what are some of the bright spots? We got to spend time with family, learn more about our kids. They learn more about us. We've been involved in having flexible hours, working out of our house, living better diets than maybe we would going out for food all the time at lunch and traveling. And, my travel's been cut down significantly because I haven't been able to, there hasn't been customers that really wanted to see me for a long time. But, just so many things happened that drove us inside the house, and we see these silver linings that occurred because of what we've been through. So I just say, hey, my personal message on the small and medium brushback pitches: get ready to hit the ground, get ready to brush off and get back up. Don't let the brushback stifle forward motion. Recognize the small curveballs from the big ones. You will recover from the small brushback pitches. You definitely will. You may get better from small brushbacks as well. It may make you better just having to get up all the time and going at it again. Look for the silver linings. Prepare some contingencies. And seriously, guys, if you own your own company and you do things, prepare some contingencies to help mitigate the small curveballs. Sometimes those curveballs do get medium size. They got large size for a lot of restaurants and businesses that had to, a contingency plan had to be takeout and, curbside and, come and pick up your meals where they didn't offer meals inside. So there are a lot of different things we all went through, those striations. And unfortunately, some states, some countries were penalized worse than others. So, those brushback pitches I'm not addressing today because those are big ones. I'm looking at small and medium size today. But, don't be afraid to ask for help and use the power of prayer to help you get back up. I mean, God's there to help you too if you're a believer, and, he wants to help. And I've learned that the hard way too. But hey, don't be afraid. You heard Rick Diana say, don't be afraid to ask for help. And really, it's a key point in our professional growth. If we need to, let's do it, right? Just reach out, and you'd be surprised at how many people will really want to help you if you ask. So enough said. Sorry, I hit the table. I've got that little, steering wheel drummer in me. I just keep hitting this table. They go, hey, just be cautious about the table. Is that right? But hey, 1965, there was a group formed, and I'm going to use this group of singers today to send a very special 38th anniversary message to my wife, Monica. Tomorrow is our 38th anniversary, and I am just so blessed to have her in my life, and I don't know where I'd be without her, that's for sure. And so I just want to say, babe, I love you. And you know what? This is a cool tune. Now, it was originally released by the Vogues in 1965. Well, it was recorded in 65, and it was released in 66. But the Turtles released this tune in 66, and it actually hit number 20 on the Billboard 100 charts. But the version I like the Mamas and Papas version of You Baby. So, baby, this is all about you. You, baby, Mamas and the Papas, 1966. I love you, sweetie. Thank you so much for saying yes to me. And guys, have a great week. Don't forget, Respond to all inquiries, follow up, follow through is the rubber meeting the road. Customer perception is customer reality. Do everything you can to make that healthy. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks so much. Happy anniversary, babe.